welcome back to a new video. Today's video topic is a bit more heavier, and I do want to make like a proper origin story video, kind of telling you how I end up with Lolita fashion and like, just like what kind of person I have been since forever and yeah, like that kind of stuff. But I wanted to talk about loneliness in Lolita fashion, or like Lolita community. And I personally have been a Lolita for most of my Lolita years. um Hopefully in the future this will change. But yeah, like I started dressing up in Lolita fashion for like for the first time, I think it was 2015. So it's actually been 10 years that I've been dressing up in Lolita fashion. I wanted to dress up just because I enjoyed the fashion. I admired it and I loved it. I still love it and I admire it. And I had just moved into a new city and I didn't really have much friends there. And yeah, like I didn't really know how to get into the community and how to kind of like try to find people. So I would just spend most of my time wearing Lolita with my like normal friends and like friends who did not dress up in Lolita. I had a hair in my eye. Yeah, so 2020 I started dressing more like actively and I started the YouTube channel and everything. And in 2021 I met my best friend, who is a Lolita. so yeah, like I spent 6 years in like wearing Lolita. Of course I wasn't like very active, so that might have probably like affected me not finding friends like faster. But yeah, like it took 6 years to find somebody who actually kind of like matched my vibe, kind of. I've been thinking about this topic, like finding friends. Like finding friends when you're an adult, it's gonna be like, it's really hard. And of course, like in a community, like very specific community like Lolita fashion, you can like easily kind of like find people, but finding somebody who is open for a new person entering their life is a bit less probable, and that is very sad. And I think in Lolita community there is too much loneliness, or I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm sorry if this video is like very, I don't know, like messy, but yeah, like I feel like in Lolita community there are people who are started and then people who have been part of the fashion for ages and they already have their like friend group and they don't really like need anybody else to kind of like, they're not open for new relationships. They might be like fun to hang around with and like learn from, but like actually becoming friends and like hanging out and like spending time even outside of Lolita might be a bit more rarer. Like it's more harder to come by. It's not only a problem within the Lolita community, but I feel like the niche culture and kind of like I'm not actually even sure if it's about like the aesthetic or just, I don't know, people having difficulty finding people who match their vibe. But I feel like this kind of adds up to the difficulty of finding Lolita friends. There is a difference of joining a community and joining their kind of like activities like meetups and events, and actually having a friend in the community. I didn't realize this before actually getting a friend like that, because I've always been alone. I have like always struggled with having or maintaining friends. During my adult life, I have like gotten a couple of like extremely close and extremely like important friends that I feel like those are the kind of friends that like people always say like you have like you feel like you've known them forever, and that is how it feels. And it's like before having that in the Lolita community, I didn't know that I was missing out, because I was always thinking like, well, I can just manage alone. Like I have never like I have always been okay just like surviving on my own. And like I didn't know that finding somebody like my best friend would be possible. And the ignorance kind of was a blessing, because of course like I did feel alone and all that, but I think the hardest part was not the like human to human contact, but it was the like lack of being able to talk about the things that I loved and talk about the things that like I don't know meant something to me. And that's why I started YouTubing. I started to like I wanted to share my thoughts on like sustainability in Lolita fashion and like Lolita fashion overall, and like my experiences, blah 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 blah, you know, that kind of things. And then like couple years into my YouTubing, like she entered my life, and it just things just took off on their own kinda, and it was very like magical, I feel like. um and yeah, it's I'm not sure if I finished my thought like earlier, but like there is a difference in just like joining the community activities and actually having a real friend. Like you can kind of like fill the void of of like social interaction within the community just by like joining the meetups, but actually having a meaningful, fulfilling relationship with a person who shares the love for the fashion is it's something that I didn't know existed. And yeah, like it's loneliness is very difficult topic to talk about, because like you can be lonely with people around you. Like having people around you doesn't mean that you are not lonely. Yeah, loneliness is then like deeply rooted in to yearning for something, like something that you're lacking in the social field. Right? So basically, I don't know, just being able to share things with somebody who actually cares and who actually maybe shares the thoughts or is kind of like supportive to you. And loneliness is so very like multifaceted thing that it's like sometimes it's even hard to kind of like notice that you are actually lonely. Loneliness can be very like sneaky. It can kind of like, you might be content, you might have like family, you might have pets, you might have like friends outside of Lolita, and like everything is good, but then you have this like small, it starts as small kind of like feeling that, oh, like you might see like somebody having a really nice friendship within Lolita fashion or like Lolita community, and you kind of like go like, huh, like I wish I had something like that. And that can kind of grow into jealousy, and that can kind of grow into like bitterness, that can grow into I don't know, like in a self-sabotage kind of way. It can kind of like go into the extremity of even leaving the fashion, because you still love the fashion, but because of the like hurt and the pain that the loneliness is causing you, might be too much, and then like you have no tools or like no way to deal with that, and then you just decide to leave. And I feel like for me, Lolita fashion was like that for the like first couple of years, when I realized that finding friends in the community is really hard. and and especially as an adult, like finding people, like-minded people, is it's not easy. and and of course, like I do respect and like want to hang out with people like more casually, but it doesn't need to like go into like deep relationship or like deep friendship or anything like that. It's not like that. And of course, like all the like meetups and all that, they are like very valuable. But there is the kind of like personal touch that you kind of yearn for within the friendship that you build in the community. So it is hard, and I feel that on a very deep level. And I've been reminded by this loneliness when like I've been living here in Montreal, because I have found like amazingly lovely people and all that. And actually, like very recently, I found somebody very special, and I am like very grateful for all the people who have talked to me and wanted to get known with me and like all that. And yeah, so that's why I wanted to talk about this. And I don't think this is like talked enough in the community, and that like it's actually, I would say that it's quite a big problem, that people are lonely and they don't have somebody to talk to. And yeah, it's sad and it's unfortunate. um if you feel like willing to share, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. But if it's too personal or too painful, then like of course you can like keep it to yourself, and just like hopefully find some sort of like echo in my words that kind of like would maybe relieve you in your struggles. And like I, from heart to heart, I really hope that um, you, if you're feeling lonely, that you don't, or like you feel some sort of like consolidation, is that the word, like, you know, feeling of being heard, or like, you know, like connecting kind of like with my experience. But yeah, like I used to be a lone leader. Human relationships and like I don't know, like the area that you live in, like all that kind of like contributes into the feeling of loneliness and isolation, and like even like the pandemic and everything probably like only added to it to some people. And yeah, it's just, loneliness is very difficult and it's hard and, oh, lonely. um, but with like on a brighter note, I don't want to like depress you all, but it is that like take the little grain of like hope that I am offering you, that if you are lonely, if you are lonely, there is hope for you. There is hope for finding meaningful, good, healthy relationships in the community. And that is what I believe in. I do believe in that people have a place. Just keep trying, and just, you know, if it's meant to be, then it will be. And yeah, I don't know. I hope this video kind of, I don't know, I just want to like open up a discussion about loneliness in the community, first of all. And second of all, like, I want to share my story, and third, and the most like importantly, I do want to say to the lonely people, lonelitas in the community, that you have hope, and you are valued, and you do have the chance of finding somebody to share the love for the fashion. You have, there are people out there who would love to have you and love to hang out with you, and yeah, and it is just about how to find them, and that is the most like difficult part, and sometimes it's just the universe leading those people to you. um and yeah, it's life, unfortunately and fortunately. So yeah, life is life. I don't really have anything like um more to add up to this. Just like put yourself out there, and try to find your people. And like, if you can't find like Lolita friends, then like, of course, like, hang out in Lolita with people outside of Lolita. So like, the normie wearing normie clothing and you wearing Lolita clothing, that is like perfectly fine too. And yeah, like, it's, yeah, finding somebody to share your love with for the fashion can be difficult, but there is hope, and I need you to believe in the hope. Anyway, I hope you are not like all depressed and like, you know, sad about this video, but yeah, I really wanted to talk about this because it's something that I've been dealing with, and it's something I feel like many other people are also dealing with. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you next time. Bye!